shook my hand, and I asked him who Van Jones was. Did he know who he was? And he said, no, who is he? And I said, he's the green job czar, and he's a communist. He came out of prison, and he's a communist. And it's
self-proclaimed, not even
right.
Just
He says, I'm a communist. He said, I don't know who he is. I said, well, can you find out? And I said, I sent him an email. He said, well, I have 22,000 emails. So is he just ignored them? And if there's 22,000 emails and he knows them, how many more are there that are being ignored?
Oh, yeah.
That's my question.
You guys got anything to say? Worried about your future at all?
Yeah.
What are they teaching you there in school? What do your teachers say about
We homeschool.
Oh, hey, congratulations. That's why you're here, right? That's awesome. I've got identical twin 2-year-olds, and I plan on homeschooling them.
The best way to go. 95% of the teachers in the public system are liberals.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's just, I mean, for a while they were sitting in the car because they weren't, oh my gosh, I don't know anybody here. And thank goodness they finally got the courage to come out, because really this whole day is
about them.
Yeah.
Our government is trying to make it be, gosh, you guys, you don't know how to do anything. The government knows better than you how to take care of you or what's best for you. And what I've seen is so many people who buy into that end up living it's a sad life, because they're always looking out, oh my gosh, somebody's going to try to take something from me, or you have it and I should, and it's not fair. Instead of, what a great gift I've been given, to live in the greatest country in the world, to be given so many freedoms, and what I've been given that gift, now what am I called to do with it? What has God put me here for? Why am I healthy? Why do I have an intelligence and the ability to have 2 strong arms? What am I going to do with my life? And be ready to go out and give. It's like twisted, and we're really crippling people in our country.
The government is designed to make people dependent on it, and in turn they become slaves
to
the system. And at the same time, it's a burden financially on everybody else who is trying to make it on their own.
Right. And it's a sadness for me to see my kids being, those people out there that are living this life, they're the pool of people that my children are going to have for possible future mates who've been living this, mentality. What a struggle it is. First of all, if you're living in that mentality, the government is enabling you. That's a sign of addiction. So, can you imagine a life? It's hard enough when you live with somebody who has addictive behaviors to try to have a normal relationship. Well, not only is your spouse or whoever, your
significant other,
whatever, enabled, but the entire culture is enabled, and they're all saying, hey, come on, let's stay in this mentality. It's going to be a struggle for them to really pull it out. We have to reclaim the country.
We got to do it now.
Help our country.
We can't wait.
We have to get them when they're young, because you know what? If you wait until they're 50 or 60, it's incredibly difficult to change.
Well, once most kids get to college and their indoctrination system's there, that's where we lose most people.
It's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very sad. The thing that people think, most of my family are people who have their kids and believe in the government public school system. And I am a product of it, I have to say.
But that was before.
It was. And the sadness is because it comes in slowly, people don't realize how much has changed, or where that little, that slimy snake, he slithers his way in there, and then he bites you, and you don't realize that you've been. Wait a minute, where'd that come from? But it's slow and progressive, and isn't that what they are? Progressives.
That's it.
Take it over. front of Congress.
Yeah, Maxine Waters.
And she was talking about
A socialist.
yes,
Yeah.
and then she started to say social.
If it was up to this liberal, all you companies would be so.
No, she said it.
I
She
mean,
said
social.
socialist.
Yeah, social.
And then she stopped.
And then
we're gonna take you over. or
and the
something.
woman and the guy that was next to her backed up to laugh.
Yeah,
behind her.
yeah,
And then the other woman, who you could barely see, she's like,
yeah,
because it was so appropriate.
yeah.
They got it.
But she,
They
you know
got
what?
it.
Even if after she said it, she didn't. Even though she didn't
No,
use the
she had
word.
to, I gotta get another
Then
word.
she went and
Still came back.
described
She said, "We're gonna
socialism.
take over you." Yeah.
Made it
Right.
work.
She didn't. She didn't back
really
away
didn't
from
back
what she
it
was.
up. No,
what
she just
was
wanted
saying.
to get the
She
word
didn't want to say
out.
socialism, you know. But
Marxist,
She still
socialist,
is.
communist, what the heck?
She's
No, it's closer to communism than socialism is what they're doing. I mean, and if you look at, if you look at what Hitler did, it's followed the same exact track. They've taken over the banks, they've taken over the car companies, they've handicapped heavy industry.
right.
I mean,
Well, and they get
Hitler
the big
expanded
guys
his.
in bed with them.
This was just a power grab with this cap and trade,
right.
and now we're grabbing health care. How long is it before we see the rest of this population control?
That's right.
Because that's what Eric Holder what's the guy's
Eric
name?
Holden.
Yeah. Eric Cole.
Holden.
Yeah, the
wrote that
CIA.
book Ecoscience.
CIA.
Right.
I mean, we're being poisoned in all four ways that he described in that book. We've got chemtrails in the skies, we've got fluoridation of the water, we've got mercury and squalene in our vaccines, and we've got genetically modified food that's designed to sterilize and dumb us down.
About sterilization, how many kids you could have.
Yep.
And cruise
They
ships.
showed on Jeopardy a picture of where they're keeping the seeds in Antarctica.
I saw that a couple years ago.
A couple of weeks ago, it was on
couple
Jeopardy.
years
What
I
is this
saw
building? And they didn't
I
know.
saw.
It was college kids, and they didn't know what it was when they said,
Told
this
to
is
do it.
located in, I think it's Antarctica, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is located in Antarctica, and the kids are all,
Oh, where's that?
huh? And then I
Really? So in
went,
case-
it's where the
Where the
seeds
seeds-
are, you
yeah.
idiot. Because, well, what they do is they take the seeds and
So
they
we
send them to.
Well, let's understand
to
something about
countries
what
so that
kinds.
They will not, right, the seeds will not reproduce. So they sell the wheat seeds, and when they're done next year, they have to buy them again because they don't reproduce.
Right.
They
They're
don't
called
grow
Terminator
again.
seeds.
Right. They're Terminator
Now the
seeds.
seeds
right.
that they're sending down to Antarctica are called heirloom
Heirloom
seeds.
seeds, right? Okay.
Right.
I was
And
gonna
they
say,
will
that's not what they're sending
and
into
they
Antarctica.
will reproduce,
Right.
forever. And
they're lock, stock, and
something
barrel
a lot
up
of
there.
people don't know is that if you're trying to grow heirloom seeds and you've got a field of GMO,
heirlooms.
the GMO crops can
Terminator.
actually put
Invade it.
Terminator seeds into
Yep.
your crop.
Exactly.
And so that's why they've stored it down there, is so that it's not
It doesn't get-
contaminated. Not that they're going to grow anything down there now anyways.
No,
but
they're not planning on growing it. They're just planning that if
They are-
eventually everything gets contaminated.
Right.
I mean, you could have your 7-year famine where nothing is grown
Right.
for 7 years to clear
Well,
everything
why do you
up.
think they've got it down in Antarctica and not just buried here somewhere
right,
in the States?
because it's not going to transfer anywhere.
Oh, maybe
It can't go through
prevent
the air.
anything nuclear,
That's
don't
it.
want to blow them up. Nobody's going to blow up Antarctica. So.
Right.
Now, it's been entertained that they're actually predicting a polar shift,
Really.
which would flip the Earth on its axis. It's just one of the
Yeah.
predictions.
Well, you know what?
Scores.
Every 25 years we go through a shift of the.
These are
the
these are
heat, et cetera.
5,500, 6,000 year shifts.
Whatever. You know what? At that point,
We don't know
just
how
say,
many
God,
million years old we are. So.
I love you, and I'm ready.
If
Whatever
we
you want.
shift, I'll go get a warmer coat.
Back in my day,
Whatever.
cruise
Right.
ship says we will bury you.
That's way too big
And
for us to
he
handle,
didn't
so I'll
even
give that
fall.
back to you.
Yeah.
Slowly, methodically, quietly.
And your kids will wake up in a communist
Actually, I
country
use it when I
your
get angry. I just
grandfathers
try to stick around
fought
neck.
for.
After
After a while,
it's
it comes
coming,
to,
people
no.
wake up. It's coming.
My
Yeah.
wife would
And everybody
usually
thought I
had
was
a
nuts.
trainer.
Everybody
in the
thought I
kitchen
was
that
nuts
would-
10 years ago. I said, it's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming. People wake up.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I haven't had to use anything
They do. They think you're a
outside of
nutcase.
my own.
Oh yeah.
10, 15.